Hello, folks. Welcome to the Crime Dog live stream. I'm your host, Johnny Fiorica, retired detective with the Rochester, New York Police Department after serving 30 years. I work uniform patrol and undercover narcotic street investigations. I was a hostage negotiator for over 20 years, closing out my career with the fine men and women of the ATF. That's alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Our main focus was violence and gun trafficking throughout these great United States of America. Sitting side saddle right next to me, you know who he is. His name is David Simpson, also a retired detective with the Rochester, New York Police Department. After serving 22 plus years, he was a legendary street cop in what I like to refer to as the infamous, which is more than famous, Genesee section. He was an undercover cop, SWAT team member, homicide detective. D. Simps, what's up, brother? Welcome to the pod, baby.
What's going on? Happy Wednesday evening.
Okay, first of all, David, let me just say something right now, and I need you to lead this because our main man, Ash, made national news.
As only Ash can.
Kid's a legend. Kid is a legend. He made national news at the Sabres game last night. Awesome. Actually found out about
it. Monday night.
Monday night. So what happened was the way it all unfolded. You told me you were going. You went to the street party. You sent the video. Loved it.
I only went to the street party because Ash wanted to see the guys that rollerblade around.
Yeah.
And
what do they call them, the Blade guys or something like that?
Yeah. And then there's a famous YouTuber that he follows that said he was going to be there. So those two things are what brought me to be there early. Otherwise, we would have not been there early, but that's why we were there.
You would have slid into the hockey game like you slid into a podcast just before puck drop.
Correct.
So Asher makes that. First of all, you sent me and our super producer, Danny Agnew, this awesome video of Ash. And then what ended up happening was I get a text from Fire Guy, our main man, and I sent it to you. I'm like, hey, Fire Guy says that Ash made ESPN. He's almost 100% positive Ash made ESPN. And lo and behold, my main man made ESPN. Love it, national news. The best.
Well, I'm sitting in my seat, drinking my brewski, watching puck's about to drop. And all of a sudden, my phone is like on fire. Like ridiculous. Like I thought it was like an emergency. So I look. And I swear to God, I had like 40. I've never had this many text messages. Like 41 text messages, like within like 90 seconds. And I look, and it's like there's numbers that aren't even in my phone contacts. I just saw Ash on ESPN. He was the lead-in. Guys I played with, they hit me. They all recognized Ash, and they're like, "Dude, Ash was the lead for the ESPN." I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then they sent me the video, obviously. And then I showed him, and then he's a mini celebrity the whole game because people kept coming up to him in the arena and high-fiving him. And Usher moved us down. We had pretty good seats. I was in 100 level, but she moved us down to like for the second period, right the second row behind the glass.
Wait, you had 100 level seats. What did she move you to the bench? Jesus, those are good seats.
Yeah, but she put us like second row, like right, so Ash was high-fiving the players.
So, without further ado, we got to show our Crime Dog Army Ash. It's okay, right, if we show this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's out there.
Roll it, baby.
Make it count, Ash.
Make it count. That's Dad in the background, folks. I'll tell you my favorite part. Not yet.
Ava,
the garbage can.
My favorite part is when he sucker punches him in the garbage can.
Look at him. He touches the cop. He's the guy. That's a shout out. My man Ash, you made us all proud, brother. Way to make the national news. I love it. It is
That
the
just so
best.
everyone knows. Everyone's like, "Oh, what do you do when you're retired? What do you do? It's so easy to." That's what I do. That's what I have to harness every single day.
So Mama Furik sees it and she's like, by the way, I sent it to my whole family, by the way. And my mother's like, huh, I wonder where he got those moves from.
Knows how to throw hands, doesn't he, that kid?
I
For a
love that.
10-year-old?
It was so great. Thank you for brightening up my day. It was so awesome. Even though they lost, that made my whole freaking night.
Yeah.
Folks, we got a great episode tonight. If you notice, I am not in Crime Dog gear, like probably the first time ever. I'm repping the home jersey. This is a quilted Callaway jacket with the RPD symbol on it. No, you cannot get one because this is a custom made for who? Uncle Johnny, the benefits of owning an apparel business. However, I will tell you this, I'm repping this today because this is a cop heavy episode. We're going to be talking a lot about my brothers and sisters in the RPD today, sending out our love and all the BS that's going on. Fire guy, you better get the counter ready because I have a feeling there's going to be a ton of expletives on this episode. So, David, I got to tell you this. So everyone knows I live in the town of Brighton. You know, it's common knowledge, public information. Maybe someone in the Army can explain this. They had school board people that are going to the school board, right? They want to be voted in to the school
Right.
board, but they also secretly drop some props underneath it to vote for, right? Listen to this. You're going to be, I don't know if this is common, but in the town of Brighton, you get to vote for whoever you want to vote for on the school board. And then what ends up happening, there's 2 prop votes for budgetary things. I find that interesting, and here's the reason why. I go to the guy I go, who's allowed to vote? Is it just one per household? He goes, no, if you're over 18, just like any vote, you get, I go, oh, so if you're over 18, anybody in the household can vote. So if you got 5 kids and a wife, 7 people per household can vote. Found that interesting because nobody really, I mean, they get shoehorned into those positions on the school board, David. We all know the fix is in.
Wait,
okay?
that came out weird. So you have to be over 18 to vote, everyone in the household.
Correct. You have to be
Right.
over 18.
Right, okay.
Right.
Right, but you can't have Asher can't go and vote.
No, but you got to
With
have.
me.
But if you got 5 kids that still want to
Yeah.
live at home, you know, like I used to live at home till I was 30. You got everybody. You got full table participation if you're over 18 to vote. But here's the clincher. What I found was interesting was this: everyone they put the prop. The main thing about the vote is the budget for the school board. Okay, this is where the BS comes in. So I went there to vote because I get to vote whether yay or nay for the school budget, right? My point is, now you got kids that are in the district who are obviously going to get indoctrinated and be like, yeah, you got to vote for this, got to vote for this, got to vote for this. They're going to think they're cool. Yeah, I'm going to go pull a lever. I'm 18 now. I'm going to go pull a lever for whoever. But what kills me is when it comes to money, that should be a totally separate vote. You shouldn't lump it with a vote, okay, where everyone gets a say. It should be 1 vote per household, okay? Why? Because the school taxes come from 1 household.
Yeah, whoever writes the check for the school taxes votes.
Right. And if you're married, you know what I mean? You or your wife, you get 1 vote. These kids who can't even balance a checkbook shouldn't be going, I'm going to vote for this guy on the school board or this lady on the school board. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I'm going to circle in this a yes and yes for the budgetary, the millions of dollars that they want to do for the school district, for the budget. They want to do some renovation projects and things like that. But it should be totally separate carve-outs. I don't know why they're lumped together, okay? That's bullshit. David, guess what happened yesterday at the school board vote when you walked in? You had to show ID.
Really?
Whoa. I thought the liberal Democrats, which this town is, I thought the liberal Democrats were against voter ID. Oh my God, I'm shocked.
Did you have to show voter ID when you voted in like other elections?
No.
Just in this.
Just in this. I walked up to vote. When I walked up to vote in past elections, just said, where do you live? I'm like, I tell them my address, and they check me off a list. There's no
Right.
there's no ID. But they said, "Oh, we need to show that, who you are." We need to know who you are, where your house address is to make sure someone's just not. Oh, wait a minute. So you need to know where I live and that I'm the guy. So I got to show you a valid license. The hypocrisy is deep with the Democrats. Okay, it is deep.
I wonder if
Anyways,
that's like that with any other town. I'd love to hear from people and what their
why are you?
experience with them.
Why are
I don't
you?
remember ever doing that in Webster.
Why are you throwing $1 million prop votes attached to a fucking school board election for people that are running? Why are you throwing those props on there? That's bullshit.
To save paper?
No, it's because they know that they can get the numbers, they can get the votes. That's why it's all shady. I don't give a shit what the rules are, whatever. I'm telling you right now, it's shady. It sucks. And by the way,
I take it you voted against it.
actually, I didn't, because I'll tell you why. Because I didn't. You know why?
That's actually pretty funny.
I didn't. I'm going to tell you why I did not. I'm going to tell you why I didn't. I'll tell you why I didn't. Because even though majority of these kids come from stupid lib dem parents, I don't want to hold the kids down to get what they need to have a potential successful life.
I think they'll be fine, Johnny. I think they'll be fine.
I am not an irrational, but I will tell you this. When I talked to this guy behind me, by the way, this guy behind me, he was an immigrant who migrated here. He was like from the Eastern Bloc. Dude was great. Totally right up our alley, by the way. We were in line for like 20 minutes. And anyways, my point is, he's like, this country's going to shit, da-da-da-da-da.
Why'd you come?
So anyways, what was funny about this is I was telling him, and we were shooting shit, and I'm like, it's amazing. Like, I vote for stuff because, first of all, let me just say this. I vote for it. My daughter went to private school. She went to Brighton schools till 6th grade, right? Then from 7th to graduation, she went to private school. So yes, I would throw up every fall because I got the school tax bill from Brighton, and then I got her private school tuition bill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'm living that life. So go ahead.
But my point is that it just amazes me that the chicanery that goes on in these Dems. I thought the voter ID, you know what I mean, before you voted was amazing. You know what I mean? I thought it was amazing, But I thought the hypocrisy was just funny. But without further ado, like I said, I'm repping the home team tonight. We're gonna have some good talks. Danny, let's get into. Okay, hang on. Let's see. We used to pay $12K a year, almost $12K, when we lived there. Our old house taxes there are now $13K. We pay $4K all in for Florida, Kristen. Yeah, that's crazy.
I wish I paid $13K.
Well, the 13. Many of those wins were under 2,000 vote. 2,000. All teachers and administrators in the district get everyone to vote yes without even. Yeah, you're right, Newt. 100%. 100%. Then they'll go out there, Newt, and say 90% of the area voted for this, and it was really 90% of 1,000 people. Yeah, you're right, Newt. Unbelievable. John, fire a guy. By the way, fire guys got it in for me, David. You know why?
Why?
I sent him an Instagram meme. It was a little.
You gotta stop picking on him.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You throw cheap shots at that guy all the time, then he takes it out on me.
I never throw cheap shots.
I will tell you this though. I did send him a text on our phones. I didn't send him a DM. I sent him a text, and it was actually pretty funny. And he goes, "Game on, biatch." Fire guy, we love you, man. We hope you're feeling good. Danny, let's roll into this. Let's get the show going. What's that? What are we plugging now? Oh.
Are they paying?
Jesus. We do more for the law enforcement community. Italio, our number one friends over there. This Italio is raising funds to support 2 Greece police officers that were injured in a stolen vehicle pursuit on May 3rd. Donate at italio.org. 100% bro. Support our Greece police officers.
Good cause.
Please. Support our boys in blue west of the county. We love all you guys out there, so donate.
I just don't like when Johnny has his own sponsors that he pimps.
Oh, David, cheap shot. You mean like Van Bortle, Corvette? You talk about them? Is that who we're talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, that's a Frank Umbrino and Scotty Farrell line right there. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, yeah, let's go. Let's hit this. Let's get in there. Let's put us to the test here.
In 2020, the same people that were saying that they wanted the police completely defunded and that we should reimagine policing, remember that was the phrase that we got, were the same people that also said that they wanted police departments to spend millions of dollars for police body cams. Every officer has to have a police body cam. Well, Bob, check this out. 6 years later, now you got the Yale did this report the end of last year that body cams, basically what they say is that the body cams are racist because it shows the behavior of the same people that were claiming that they're victims and the cops are after them. Like you said, what we see in these online videos every day is people assaulting and defying and escalating interactions with police officers unnecessarily. Now they say, and because the body cam footage has led to 98% of the offenders being arrested and only 1 to 2% of the officers being either official report or reprimand or even legal action being taken, then again, Bob, you could have known where the end of this was going to be. It's racist.
David, what should have that episode? We told you so, right? Crime Dog Army, what have David and I been saying for the last year or so? The body-worn cameras do not depict what the anti-cop, defund the police, racist cop rhetoric. What they doesn't show that, David.
Doesn't fit their narrative.
It doesn't fit the narrative, brother.
It totally shoves it right down their throat, and they don't like it, and there's nothing they can do about it now. In investigations, I always used to say to people, because everyone wants you to go down every avenue. Like they're like, oh, check this, check that. Be careful what door you open, because sometimes you can't close that mother. So the same thing goes with this. You be careful what you want, because sometimes you get exactly what you asked for.
Right.
And that's what they got.
Yeah,
There's
that's what they got.
You can't put it back in the jar.
Can't unscramble that egg. But yeah, David, this is exactly what we've been talking about. Folks, we've been saying this for a long, long time. We don't want to sound like know-it-alls, but we definitely are. At the end of the day, we told you that we had conversations with members of the former leadership of Locust Club that had talked to us when they first came out and said complaints had been literally dropped significantly to the point where like 90% have been dropped because the allegations, when people had forgotten, when they first came out, they had forgotten that our boys and girls were wearing cameras. Our Locust Club union members were telling me that internal affairs would be like, well, they made a complaint, then we just checked the body cam and it was a total lie, so we just dumped the complaint. 90%, almost 90% at the first year, they were just dumping these things because it was all lies. They don't like the narrative, David. You're 100% right, folks.
What was the thing in internal affairs where, because we didn't have the body-worn cameras, where they made the allegations and said, you did this.
Unprovable.
Unprovable. I must have 9,000 unprovables. And I literally should have had 9,000 didn't effing do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the body-worn camera, so I would have loved to have the body-worn camera.
So what David's saying is internal affairs would do a complaint against Officer Simpson, okay? They would do when he was running the streets, making your community safe, especially in the 19th Ward area-ish. And David would go over there, crush it, keep everybody safe. Then he'd get complaints. When internal affairs would do he would do an investigation.
A lot.
And it turned into like a he said, she said. David would go there to defend himself with a union representative. And because they couldn't determine who was, quote unquote, telling the truth, they made it an unprovable. And folks, back in the day with our shitty leadership, our shitty chiefs from the early 90s through probably 2000s-ish, early 2000s, what ended up happening with those unprovables were just, in their opinion, they were guilties. They didn't give a shit. They held them against you. They didn't care about the cops back then. Thank God, the Mike Simonellis and the Jimmy Shepherds came along. But that regime, that chief and deputy chief regime from the early 90s right straight through to the early 2000s were definitely not pro-RPD. They were definitely the beginning. They were like the freaking founding fathers of DEI and I hate the cops. And they were right in our own house, too, by the way. Anyways, Danny, that was a good video. We appreciate it. What's next, brother? Let's hit it. Reimagining the scumbag means getting rid of video proof. Yeah, 100% Fugazi. So basically what he's saying is all these people now, the scumbags that are in our camera lens, in our view, now all of a sudden they don't want the body-worn cameras anymore. Yeah, Fire Guy, it's funny. I just saw something this afternoon.
In Massachusetts.
Yeah, the shot spotters now are racist, and then the red light cameras, the speeding cameras. Folks, listen, in these areas like the city of Rochester, when the Democrats get money hungry and they throw up, when we had the red light cameras where they were giving you traffic tickets in the mail, and it was a total civil penalty. It had nothing to do with your driver's license. They were whacking everybody. I got actually 2 because I had multiple cars right. I think one of them was mine. One of them was either my wife or my father. But at one time I had 4 cars registered to me. But anyways.
How can a thing be racist?
Well, they're saying that the primarily the people that are being targeted are those that are minorities. Well, when you have a municipality like the city of Rochester, okay, inside the city limits that have the red light cameras, and the majority of your residents are of minority status, there is a high probability of them committing traffic violations. So put the same cameras, David, out in the town of Pittsford, okay?
So it's racist against white people in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That their argument doesn't stand up. Their argument does not stand up. I would love to have a conversation. If there's anybody that wants to come on the podcast that's listening that wants to argue the other side, we won't argue with you. Guarantee they won't come on, though, David.
I just never heard that a thing you can call people racist all the time, but I mean,
they're calling them racist because the majority of the people that were getting these fines, they didn't count the Furica family that paid 2 of those tickets, because they don't care about the whiteys. They only care about, they don't care about us. They just care about the minorities who are getting these tickets. But guess what? You had, let me see. I think they started under Bob Duffy. Then they were at their height with Lovely Warren, who was a black mayor. So you had a white mayor, and then you had a black mayor. And then they ended up getting rid of them, I think, under Malik Evans, under Mayor Evans.
Solved a lot of homicides using those, because they didn't just do red light cammers. You could see, you could follow cars all over the city.
Well, David, that's another thing, too. They don't want you, like Rachel Barnhart and Rachel Barnhart et al., E-T-A-L, et al., doesn't want us using the technology. You know what I mean?
They don't want us solving crimes.
Yeah, right. God forbid we solve crimes and keep the community safe. The Mrs. Johnsons, the good people that live in the city, God forbid we keep them safe. Let's move on, Danny. Here we go, folks. It's Savage Nation. This is Charlotte Beach, folks. No audio, so let me narrate. You have one fat chick savage fighting another one. Look at this, folks. Look at these double hog mongers just slugging it out. Look at the men. Look at the shitty men, okay? And then here comes my boys and girls. Here they come. Yeah, here they come.
Oh, God, she got dumped right on her head.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Timmy Gurley used to say when he was on the streets. My boy Timmy used to say, you want my attention? Now you got it. Okay? Here we go.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Look at fat lady. Fat lady in the dress.
Mama,
yeah, that's a ghetto fight right there. Wait till she turns her back and pulls her braids, you fatty.
Shit going
Fucking
on.
scum.
Oh.
Look at this.
Go back to phone, go.
Fucking just disgusting. Disgusting. Look at this. Should not be in a half shirt, by the way. Should be fully covered. There you go. There you go. Here we go. Lilac Fest.
I should have sent Asher down there to handle business.
Here we go. Here we go. Sweet do-rag, sugar. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Disgusting. disgusting. Here we go. Launch him, guys. Just launch him.
You too big to be a dyke falling.
Look at that. Free wigs for everybody. Oh, here come the boys, too. Oh, yeah. None of these guys would ever knuckle up one-on-one. None of them. None of them. None of them would ever knuckle up one-on-one. They're always looking to do bullshit stuff like this, David, right? Pick a dude on the ground. Multiple guys fighting and stomping one
Is this
guy.
Danny's soundtrack? I love this. Sounds like Baker Street going on with Jerry Rafferty, Baker Street.
Good call, David. I love that sound. Look at it. Freeze it, Danny. Back it up, freeze it. And there she is. You can't see it. If he rewinds it just a tab, I don't know if he could, but don't worry about it, Danny. There she is, the white lady. The only lady of concern at the entire festival besides my brothers in the RPD and my sister in the RPD. A white lady with her phone out crying because the savagery has affected her mentality. Look at her. The only one that cares. Look at this. And folks, this is exactly why when I get calls from friends and family why they don't want to come to the Lilac Festival. Because a savage nation just like this. Right here. This is it. Thunderdome. Why do you think they call it the Thunderdome at the bus station downtown? Because this is what you get. That's why we can't have nice things.
You have a small amount of knuckleheads
Listen to the mayor.
that like to get what I call
I like
social
what he
media
says.
famous.
Listen to
So
him.
they actually arrange on social media. We look at the post, and they arrange to go up and fight, and then they want to take their phone out, and they want to be cool, and then they want to post it to social media, and then you have people that pick it up. Meanwhile, they're not showing the kids that are out playing basketball. They're showing the kids that are coming to the beach to try to wreak havoc because they want to become social media famous. That's what this is about. But they're smart enough to do it in a place where they know the fight's going to get broken up. They're not going in the back alley. They're not arranging the fights in the back alley because they know how it's going to end. They're doing it in a place that's public.
Preach,
because
Billy.
they know that the police and these workers here and the Pathways to Peace folks are going to pull them away to break up the fight. People should be able to go and have fun with their kids and not have to worry about disruptions like that. And that's something that we're just not going to tolerate.
Yeah. Preach Eminem. Eminem being Mayor Malik. Let me tell you this. This is why I love what he just said. Okay. Let me break down what he said. First and foremost, he's 100% right because some of the greatest athletes I've ever seen in Rochester play all the time down at those courts down in Charlotte. If you want to see some real athletes, those basketball games are unbelievable. They always have. They always will be. So shout out to our boys that are down there rocking it on the rim. However, let me just tell you this, David. Mayor Malik must watch the crime dogs because this is another we told you so. Because you and I have said it, if you want to fight, go to 1 Flint Street. If you don't know where that is, Google it. Don't drive down there and check out 1 Flint Street because you may not drive out of that neighborhood, okay? 1 Flint Street is a depressed, literally abandoned industrial building area where nobody will find you. If you truly want to fight, like Eminem was saying, my main man, Mayor Malik, if what you're saying, Mayor, is true, I believe you because you must have got it from the podcast because we've been saying it for years. If you really want to knuckle up and you want to have a fight to the death, not to the death, but you want to have a fight, shake hands afterwards and get out of there, go to 1 Flint Street. But you don't because A, you want it broken up, and B, you want to be social media famous. David, savagery all around.
Yeah, it's
Disgusting.
It's ironic though that like he says that it's not going to be tolerated. That's what I hung on. I respect that, but on the same side, I'm like, well, nothing's going to happen to them because of the laws in New York State and raise the age. Literally nothing will happen to them. There's nothing law enforcement can do other than break it up. Nothing. Zero. There's zero that can be done. They can't lock them up. They can't do anything other than give them, at best, a juvenile appearance ticket. Like, it's a nothing.
And if they're adults, bail reform and all that comes into play. You can't discount them. You can't do any of that bullshit anymore. You can't arrest them. And by the way, they're not pressing charges against each other for assault. But the thing is,
I mean, they should be spraying them at least so they can at least have some pain
100%.
tolerance. Throw some
100%.
bombs in there and,
100%. By the way,
Make 'em
Newt.
pain.
There's Newt. Look at Newt. That's a hood. Remember we worked the hood, David?
What'd you say? What did you say?
Newt said you show up to a fight and there was hair weave everywhere.
Yeah.
It looked like Wig City. It looked like Wig City all over the place.
I remember the first time I saw one out on the FTO. I was like, "What is that?"
That's hysterical.
I mean, where do you see that when you're growing up? If you don't,
Right. By the way, my boy Stevie says there's going to be a shoe and a weave sale afterwards, 100%. Oh my God. Yes.
There was obviously a crop top sale too at some place.
By the way, that chick should not be wearing a half shirt, just a shout out.
I think it was a full shirt, but she just got the wrong size.
You think that her panzone was hanging out of her size too small shirt?
Yeah. I think she maybe had a little better idea of how she looks in the mirror than she actually does.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. Kim says, don't forget, violence is a social construct, according to Mira Mamdami. No shit. That guy's got some great lines, Kim. Thank you for sharing.
I don't even know what that means. Half the shit that guy says I can't even understand.
Fugazi's got the pathways of peace should be replaced with pathways to jail. It would solve a lot of problems. Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable.
Remember the good old days when you could just lock somebody up? Be like, you're going. Call the wagon, throw him in the back of the paddy. You want to fight? Throw him in the back of the paddy wagon.
That's it. And
take him
downtown. And by the way, the fighting better stop once I put my hands on you. So Rance has got a good line. I was watching a fight thinking we have to have better lead. 100% Rance. We're talking trash because we've said it all along. It's a culture thing, okay? It's a culture thing. And I always have to stop to explain what I mean by culture. A culture thing has nothing to do with race. Culture, I'm talking about the family culture. What happens inside the four walls of a home, okay? And four walls are normally a house, but a family makes it a home. And what is mentored and passed along generationally in these homes, okay, is what you see in public. It's 100% what you see in public. And the culture, this is acceptable in the ghetto culture. It is acceptable. It's almost like a rite of passage. It's disgusting because you're right, Rance. There's no leadership in these households to say, hey, honey, don't do that. Or like when we grew up, if I catch you doing something bad, you better go with the cops because it's going to be worse when you get home. That doesn't happen in the hood. There's no, I should take that back. A lot of these houses in the hood parent. There are some that do great parenting. I'm not trying to be politically correct. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck who's offended, to be honest with you. However, when you see videos like this, zero parenting. That's it. Thank you, Denise Down Under. Fugazi, what's you got for me? Wagon 150, start the cars. Yeah. Where's Red Cleary? Where's Ray Cleary?
Well, I would always call for it. And they'd be like, oh, we're tied up. I'm like, how's this guy always tied up?
Yeah.
Every time I got an arrest, this guy's tied up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there is no arrest fire guy because with raise the age, because it went to 18 now, so you can't arrest the juveniles. And if they are over 18, they're young adults / adults over the age of 18. The bail reform laws.
It's appearance ticket.
Everything is an appearance ticket, and you can't arrest them anyways. This is compliments of the Democrats.
No one goes to jail in New York.
Nobody goes to jail.
You have to kill somebody. You kill somebody.
Savage nation.
Yep.
Savage.
I like to say Lord of the Flies. They're
right. Maybe RPD and the sheriff's office need to take a page from ICE using ICE. Yeah, maybe they should, Stevie. Yeah, maybe they should. Maybe do a little shake and bake.
Start painting them orange.
Painting them orange. Is that it, Danny? Cool beans.
Oh, that broke my heart.
Yeah. Look at this. Oh, wait, hang on, Danny. Freeze frame this for a second. Will you take that off for a second? Just take this off. I had something to say. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. David, the one thing I wanted to talk seriously about, okay, regarding these fights. Folks, when you watch these videos, okay, David and I watch them differently, okay? Not just because of the crowd and what's happening in the video. David and I know what's going to happen after these videos, okay? There's going to be shootings, possibly murders, all as a direct result of these fights, okay? All right. This is what happens when these fights happen. There's going to be something that happens somewhere down the road, especially when the dudes in the Lilac video are getting stomped, and that's on video. Don't think that there's not going to be retribution and retaliation in the form of gun violence. Okay.
Or when some dude sees his little sister getting her weave pulled out and getting thrown in between two cars.
Very good point, homicide detective. Very good point. So when he sees, when he sees his little sister get stomped,
When he sees Shaniqua getting thrown in between two cars,
right.
Sharon comes running.
Right.
And he's going to have a banger on in his hands, and he's going to let him fly.
Right. At the end of the day, that's the one thing. And by the way, it's so funny. Here's my show prop. I got it on a Post-it pad. But I literally wrote the one thing down. I wanted to really get that across because what people don't understand when we see these videos, I guarantee you more violence is going to stem from these videos, folks.
There'll be a homicide this weekend. I'll predict it.
You going to predict that?
Light the violence candle. There'll be a homicide this weekend.
That's it, folks. You heard it from here. Legendary homicide detective. The violence candle. God bless
Somebody is going to die.
John Warnsdorfer, legendary Genesee section detective, God rest his soul, talked about the violence candle. The violence candle has now been activated by Dave Simpson.
Anyone that worked Genesee section has always, when you want, maybe need a little overtime, you light the violence candle.
By the way, if G Money's watching,
Oh,
G-Money, Gary Galetta.
G-Money's violence candle was like 6 feet tall.
Hey, G-Money's violence candle was like when a Spanish guy got murdered. They put all those candles out. Like, that was his death.
It was like Santeria in the homicide office.
Santeria. That's hysterical. That was the word I was looking for, you son of a bitch. It's like Santeria. The candles with all the praying people. Yeah. Where were the prayers before the dude got shot? Unbelievable. Here we go. What's DeWall got to say? In the late 80s, the wagon pulls up to the PSC to gas up. Yeah. And by the way, DeWall, it was the back of the public safety building where the sheriff's office is now, where the jail is. That's where we used to gas up. David, were you on when we used to gas up back then?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yeah, in the sheriff's department. But I swear to God, that paddy wagon, every single time, I would always be like, damn, let's call the paddy wagon. And I think I used that thing twice.
Yeah.
I never could get it. We're in Charlotte. We're going to be a while. What the hell are you doing?
The best was when Ray Cleary was in it, Red. And dude had 40 years on. When he would call you to Ford, be like, he would literally tell you, I'm eating lunch. And like, you don't say nothing to Ray Cleary.
Be like, I got it. I can handle it.
I got it. If it was one of our boys and we came out of the academy, he was riding a wagon, we're like, you mother effer, you get down here, pick this guy up right now, you fat ass. You can eat your lunch later. Yeah, the Plymouth Avenue entrance, yeah. So where the jail currently sits, like where the Sally Port where you enter, that was the back. The old PSB is the new sheriff's office.
Where booking is. If you take out booking, that's
right
where the
on
pumps
Plymouth
were.
Avenue.
Yeah. Gas up there every night.
That's so funny. Great call. Good shout out to Wall. Man, Savage Nation. David, yeah, so like I said, there will be violence coming, whether it's this weekend like David predicted, which dude's the smartest detective I know. So if there's going to be violence this weekend, there's going to be either violent shootings or there's going to be bye-bye murders because of that. Yeah, you know what, man? Thanks to Wall. I totally was negligent in saying this. G Money, Gary Galetta, legendary homicide detective, one of my faves ever. They sent us a text last night. Legendary Lieutenant John Prewazensack, a.k.a. Pre-Wash, passed away. We sent our love out to the Pre-Wash family, to his beautiful wife, Maria. It was a sad day in the RPD. Pre-Wash is literally... I've said this, probably one out of the thousands of cops I've ever worked with. There's probably like one, maybe two or three that everybody loved.
Yeah, like the nicest guy. Like I wasn't as nice as one of his legs. No, like he is just the kindest human being. Yeah. Always had a smile on his face. Hey kid. Every time I saw him, he called me kid. Even
low key, no stress.
No stress. And I always owed him $60 for the Apollo. He used to collect the money.
Yeah.
I think it was for Apollo.
No, it was
one of those.
It was for the Police Benevolent Association.
Yes, and I always paid, but like it was a running joke. He'd be like, he didn't even ask me. It was just because I always
Right. You
wanted
always
to
owed
pay. Yeah, I always owed it. So
Yeah.
he'd always come look and he'd send me the letter to the house, and I'd always pay. I'd be like, I know you're good for it, kid. I love
He
that
was
guy.
so
Kind of soul.
he was the most beautiful guy ever. He affected a lot. He affected a lot of guys' lives. When I was a kid,
Genesee
uh,
guy.
I came out of the academy. My first roll call was Pre-Wash and Kevin Riley. Literally, both of them left their moving up ceremony in 8th grade and were sergeants. I mean, they were so young at the time. I mean, this was 1993. When I was in the academy, 94, I think I was out the streets. But Pre-Wash and Kevin Riley were my first two bosses sitting at the podium on 3rd Platoon when I went with Danny Holmsten, who was my primary field training officer.
Genesee.
Yeah, man. He's a Genesee boy through and through. Pre was a legend, man. We love you, brother. Rest in peace, man. It was a sad day for the RPD community, man.
Yeah.
Whew. Man, oh, man. Well, Danny, that was a heavy heart. So what do we got? Let's turn the tide here. Here we go. Schlitz beer ends a 177-year run, and Pabst retires its iconic brand. Schlitz, I used to drink in the woods with my boys from Greece Athena after I left AQ, David. I used to drink that in the woods.
It's a long way from the old the old neighborhood there, Johnny.
That's right, it was. Schlitz beer, folks. Tip your hat, say a prayer. Schlitz is all over. I didn't know Pabst owned it. That's interesting.
I didn't know that. Pabst better not be leaving. That would really
By the
break
way,
my heart.
you know who's a stone cold Pabst guy? Vinny Ray from MCSO.
I'm a big Pabst guy.
Are you a Pabst guy?
Well, I like to drink a trailer park, and the original trailer park, if you're not familiar, is a cup of ice with a Pabst Blue Ribbon poured in it, and then you squeeze lemon in it, and it's a trailer park. It's like a beer Gatorade. On a hot day after you mow the lawn and you're dying of thirst, you drink a trailer park. What's going on?
Danny, I don't even know what to say after that.
What do you mean?
I don't even know what to say.
That's a delicious drink. I've had it many a summers.
Yes, Al, Vinny Ray for the sheriff's office. He's my boy. I was drinking beers with him. He came to our after party after the 5K Vinny did. Vinny was, I bet you Vinny, I guarantee you, what's it called? A trailer park?
Yeah. Cup of ice, big glass, cup of ice, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Doesn't it taste like watered down piss?
No, it tastes like a nice cold
It tastes
beer
like a Gatorade.
with some lemon in it. And you chug it, dude. You just got done mowing the lawn. You're looking for a thirst quencher. It's a grown man's Gatorade.
A grown man would just rip that can open and just drink the thing. I don't know if we're mixing ice. I didn't know we had a cocktail party.
You want it to be a little colder.
Thank you, Newt.
Listen,
Newt just said,
when you
"What the fuck,
invite me over to your house, I'm bringing the trailer parks.
I just invited you to the Furica family party.
I'm coming
The
with the trailer
invitation-
parks.
The invitation has now been revoked.
I'm coming regardless. I'm jumping over the fence with Ash.
You saw
And if you
my
try to stop me, I'm going to send my boy at you. He'll stuff you in the garbage can and feed you the left.
feed you the left. I'll have my
He
ice
switched
cream.
hands on that video. You saw him switch hands.
Yeah, I love that. I will tell you this though, Ash will always have admittance to the Furica family park. But
How about by the way, how about the fatherly advice I gave him before he went? I go, make it count.
I heard it in the back. I was the best. Make it count, Ash. Make it count. Wait, by the way, Fugazi coming out of the cheap seats. Redneck Corona, he called it.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, I called it a trailer park Redneck Corona.
So listen, hang on. David is right. That is refreshing on a hot day. Ash is that's funny to all. But let me just say this. So I had the pleasure last night. I know I sent you the late invite because I didn't get the invite until the night before late. I didn't want to bother you. So I sent it to you yesterday. Our boy Patrick got promoted to the head of ATF. We work with Patrick. Awesome dude. Love his face. Patrick's the head of ATF in Rochester. I could say his name because it's public knowledge because
I ruined a pair of sneakers because of him.
Because of Patrick Hoffman?
Yeah, he got punched in the face on Maple Street on a Friday, which you're never supposed to work on Fridays, on a gun deal. Some kid walked up to his car and just punched him right sitting in the car. So we were chasing this kid all over the backyards to get our licks in. And I ruined a brand new pair of Nike sneakers. I was so pissed. I yelled at the kid, then I yelled at Hoffman.
I'm sure you just yelled at the kid, David. That's all you did with the kid. I'm sure you just yelled at. You
yeah.
reprimanded him.
I,
You reprimanded him with your lemonade paps.
yeah. I didn't.
What?
I don't recall.
Well, anyways, I was out with my ATF boys last night.
Sorry.
Because Patrick got promoted. Patrick, by the way, Colch right there. Put it up. Let's see that. We don't want to.
This is not a sponsorship, Johnny.
That's right, Jen. That's where I was. I was at the brew house yesterday because the boys were out. My old teammates, and we were celebrating Patrick. So shout out to Patrick. But first of all, by the way, Carl Falk's at the brewery. By the way,
Yeah, he's been
love
there.
that. Well, I know he's been there for a couple years. I heard it, forgot about it, but anyways, so I saw Carl last night. Legendary business owner in Rochester, and he used to have that Wham sports show, which I used to listen to almost every day. I love Carl. But well, the funny thing, when I was with the ATF boys, who are, by the way, the ATF boys are big Jenny Light guys. But for those that want to support our federal agents, if you want to give them a gift, Jenny Light would be the way to go. They were talking about, this is how much they love Jenny Light, David. They're like, yeah, they changed the rest. They were talking about how they taste the recipe changes over the years with Jenny Light.
When I was in
conversation.
When I was in the same unit, we did a tour of the brewery as a unit.
Yeah.
Legitimately we did a tour of the. I think Hoffman even was like one of the leaders of the field trip.
Well, I'll tell you, the cool thing was they introduced me to like the headmaster brewer. I don't F up his title.
Of course they know him by first name.
Yeah, they introduced me to him, and then they introduced me to another young guy who's like an engineer there. I think his name was Mike. But it was really cool to be in there. By the way, I forget about that place. First of all, that place is smack dab in the hood, but it's set up off the St. Paul Street. Totally safe to go there.
Yep.
Totally safe. It's right across from Fight Square. Fight Village.
Fight Village. Fight Square was
Fight Square is the west side. But anyways, but I'll tell you this right now, totally safe. And by the way, the food, the drinks are literally right out of
the only problem is it's hard to get to. Like for me, it's like there's no quick hitter to get there. Like you have to like go down 104, come down 7.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It's the Winfield and a lot of those pubs are like so easy to get to. It's a 20-minute ride, 18-minute ride from Webster.
You got to shoot the hood. You got to shoot 104 to the hood.
I got to ride all the way down.
You got to duct tape your gun to the front of your hood just in case shit goes sideways.
Take the vet, just freaking roar down the street, run every light.
Oh, I thought you were going to plug Van Bortle again. Is that why you said that?
No.
You better tell Kitty to get the sponsorship going if we're going to keep dropping Van Bortle.
That's my girl, but I didn't put. You've said it. I haven't said it once. By the way, quick Carl Falk story. When he owned Matthews,
great place.
Yep. I used to go there so regular that I would get too drunk and forget to pay my tab and get put into a car, and I would have to go the next day at work. Sergeant Riley, who was my boss, would tell me I had to go see Carl and pay my bill. He taped it to the mirror behind the bar, so I'd go the next day and give him my credit card and pay off my tab.
So that's why you and Pamtastic get along, because I used to call it the Monday afternoon text from Bobby Pellegrino when him and his brother used to run and own Joey's on East Main, who are now the owners, along with Dennis, of Salingers. I used to get the Monday. My phone would ring almost every Monday, and I would answer Bobby Pellegrino and be like, what do I owe? What did she do now?
Listen, Pamtastic is smart. You're having such a good time, and
Right.
you're loving life, and you're drinking, and you're having
Right.
so much fun. You think everything's free. You don't even know you're
Right.
paying for it. You got to go
And I
back
was-
the next day and settle up.
Yeah.
Let's not ruin a good time having to pay for things. Let's do it the next day.
And by the way, that is, at Chili's or Applebee's, you'd be locked up back in the day.
Yeah, right.
Not the Pellegrino. Hey, Bobby Pellegrino's like, Johnny, I go, she did it again. He goes, yup. I would literally be working third platoon in my suit, drive the Taurus, drive the Impala over there to the back of Joey's and have to pay Bobby because Pamtastic.
I did the same thing. I'd have my dinner on there. I'd have rounds I bought. I'd have like a
Right.
$150 bill on there.
You're like, just show me the damage. So wait. So this is the funny thing. I might have had a few at the brewery because, I mean, it's coming right from the taps, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I might have had one.
Can't cheat the game, Johnny. Can't cheat the game.
Right. I mean, trust me, the beer was so tasteful. It wasn't as good as Lemon Pabst beer, but it was way close to it. But I will tell you this though. So I look at my credit card bill today, and I see 2 separate charges for the brewery. I'm like, that's weird. Why is there 2 charges, and why is there a significantly higher charge on they hit me twice? Did they punch it in wrong? And then I go, okay, hang on. Oh, wait, I forgot. I went down to the store
Bought some merch.
and I bought some Genesee merch for me.
Great store there.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Bought me a couple of zip hoods, Genesee zip hoods, and I bought Pamtastic some tank tops. So
Nice.
yeah, it was a good one, David. Hey, Dave, Ronnie,
Danny. His name's Danny. He's been our producer since the beginning.
See how he turns on me, Danny? That's what he does. He's a master.
I got your back, fire guy.
Oh, see how he is, you son of a bitch. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. We're watching all these ghetto videos. Let me talk like I'm in the hood. Oh, my Lord. L-E-W-D. Lord. Oh, my God. Did you know David Guru? I did not, L. Who is that? Do you know that? I don't know that name. So, folks, that's why. Do you know him, David?
I don't know anybody.
I know.
Johnny knows everybody. If Johnny doesn't know him, there's a problem. But I didn't know half the people.
Teddy
Johnny knew.
Caridi knows everybody. Teddy's my go-to when I need to know.
So all the Italians know everybody.
If I'm like, hey, Jimmy Schmidt, Teddy's like, yeah, he was a lateral from Onondaga. He came over to RPD in 1997. Teddy knows everybody's history.
Yeah.
Because he was in backgrounds forever.
He's like a general manager of a baseball team. He knows everyone.
He is, man. Teddy is like Rain Man. Teddy knows every single
He's 5'11",
guy.
180 pounds. He throws a mean split finger.
Exactly. Well, we got one more story. Danny, what do we got? Arts and culture segment. What are you talking about, Danny? What do you got?
Well, let me handle this one, Johnny.
Shitty Hall. The artist that is successful
This guy's great.
is the artist that can capture the emotions of his village. Here, in my sculpture that I created, is a gift to the mayor, Ma'am Dandy of New York City.
New York
and it's
City.
also a gift from the people of New York. I give you Vafangola.
Look at the red velvet rope. Vafangula. Fire guy just doesn't
Start
count.
spreading the news.
Look at him.
New York, we have a gift for you, Mayor Man Dandy. Did we bring this in?
By the way, he's actually a very talented artist. If you go to his
Very
website,
talented. Very talented. And he's pretty funny, too. By the way, this doesn't count against me, Fire Guy, but Vafangula. And
I think it does. I think it does
count.
count against you. I'm with Fire Guy on this.
Rance, throwing the compliments out. Thank you. Our large ego appreciates it. Feel safe for you to account. What'd you say, Danny? This podcast, what? I didn't see that. Thank you. Oh, okay. We know Tommy Johns. I don't know that the gentleman. David Guru. Was he a civilian, I wonder?
I know Rod Carew.
Yeah.
He was a first baseman,
For the Twins.
amongst other teams.
Remember what was it? Rod Carew. Then he named another name for the marijuana song.
Oh, yeah. Adam Sandler.
That he rhymed it with, not a Jew.
Oh, what was it?
Oh, yeah, I know,
Okay.
Fire Guy. You too. Why don't you guys go pick out curtains together now? David passed. Passed what? Oh, Guru. Garu. Yeah, Tommy Johns, by the way. He was a legend. I love that guy. Jail deputy. Oh, huh. I know I still don't remember. Got more
Not Italian.
comments.
Not Italian. That's why.
He was a great guy. He used to come in where I worked. Yeah, Vinny raised the man. I love Vinny. Vinny is the man. The man. That's it. That's it, folks. That's all the comments for today, folks. We hope you liked this show. David, you got anything you want to drop on the
Yeah, I'd just
Army?
like to
Any
ask that you
knowledge?
take it easier on Fire Guy. He's a good dude. He's battled some health stuff. Just, you can't always, kick a guy when he's down. You got to uplift people.
Oh, okay. Okay. To quote Tommy Klein, who just passed, duly noted, totally disregarded. Fire Guy, we love you, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, David, anything else? Danny, you're in my ears. You got anything else? That's it. All right, folks. Thanks for listening to the Crime Dog live stream. We hope you stick with us for future episodes. But like my brother-in-law, Frankie Grassi, says, if you can't make it next time, who cares?
Hoorah.